This pesto is way more of a workout than I thought it would be. All just to try out mortar and pestle style pesto. The old school way, the way it was originally meant. If you want to see me go through an intense arm workout just using this friggin' mortar and pestle, make sure to watch this video all the way through the end, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get immediate notifications as soon as I upload my next video. So today, I'm going to try my hand, or arm, at making pesto the traditional way, and we'll see how big the difference is versus pesto made out of a food processor. Welcome to Yvonne Meets Food, where I share my passion for making food, eating food, as well as traveling the world to discovering even more delicious food. Today we're going to be making pesto, but in the traditional way using a mortar and pestle. Traditional pesto originated from Genoa, which is the capital of Liguria. It has traditionally been made with a mortar and pestle, but because of the busyness of today's day and age, most people use a food processor to make pesto at home. Literally takes a minute or two to blitz this up, but we're actually going to nix this today in favor of a mortar and pestle because mortar and pestle is supposed to yield a more luxurious mouthfeel and a taste and texture that is supposed to be more traditional to the old ways that it was made in Genoa. I've actually only ever made pesto with a food processor, so today is going to be the very first time I'll be using a mortar and pestle to make it the old-fashioned traditional way. So we're gonna get started right now. So if you think about the mechanics that are different between a food processor versus a mortar and pestle. A food processor uses a metal blade to rip and shred the ingredients, whereas a mortar and pestle actually crushes the individual cells to release aromatic compounds. So theoretically, this is supposed to yield a better flavor and a richer aroma. A mortar and pestle is a traditional way of making all kinds of emulsions, pastes, and spice mixtures from around the world. So for the ingredients today, it's a very short list. We're gonna keep it short and sweet. So we've got about 2 cups of packed fresh basil. I just picked this up from an orchard in Jersey yesterday, so I'm really excited to use this. Super fragrant. To make this a more expedient process, if leaves are very large like this one, just gonna cut them probably like 2 or 3 times, just to make sure that they're a little bit smaller for the mortar and pestle action. If they're small, more like the size of about your thumb, you can just leave them whole. We'll also have something nutty. So we're going to use some sunflower seeds. So this is about 1/4 cup that I've toasted. Traditionally, pesto uses pine nuts. The pine nuts are not particularly sustainable right now, and they're also extremely expensive. And sunflowers are a really delicious substitute for the pine nuts, and they're also just as tasty. Then this is gonna have some garlic. So I've got 2 fat cloves of garlic that I've just peeled and then taken off the little stub on the bottom. 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil that I use is the organic extra virgin from Costco. This is a really good everyday olive oil. But if you have something that's a little bit fancier, that's more for special occasions, of course, feel free to use that. We got some nice sea salt. Kosher salt also works. You want something that just has a little bit of texture. For some cheese, we're going to use about 2/3 cup of Parmigiano Reggiano. So depending on the size of your mortar and pestle, you can either grind all of it up at once, or you can do it in batches. Since mine is probably about 2 cups in capacity, I'm gonna do this in batches. So just gonna dump these sunflower seeds into the mortar. Begin by pounding up the sunflower seeds. You want to pound the sunflower seeds until you can no longer see any distinct pieces. This should be like a nice fine powder. Just gonna kind of run your spoon through it, and then you can see no big pieces anymore. Now we're going to add our garlic cloves and then mash that together. This is definitely turning out to be a bit of an arm workout, but the plus side is that not only will you have something delicious to eat, you'll also have stronger arms. It smells super nutty. I was gonna say seedy because we did use sunflower seeds, but I don't really think anyone likes to hear that something smells seedy. So this is the texture that we're looking for. The seeds and the garlic have been fully integrated together. So now is going to be the exciting part where we're going to put in the basil leaves. So to help this along, we're gonna add a little bit of coarse salt, and then we're going to add this in batches. Add them to the inside of the mortar, and then we're just gonna start pounding it. Pounding, grinding, rubbing it against the inside of the mortar. Say it's supposed to only take about 6 to 7 minutes, but I feel like I've been going for much longer. And these basil leaves still have not broken down. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go here. You might as well forgo your upper body workout because this will be your upper body workout for the day. Once your pesto kind of looks delicious and all mashed up like this, now is the time when you can start adding in your Parmigiano Reggiano and the olive oil. Ooh, this is getting nice and thick and emulsified. Whoa. So this pesto has turned out super thick, very, very creamy. And now we're just gonna transfer it into a bowl and I'll take a taste. I think it was worth it, just given how thick and creamy this pesto looks. I've never made pesto in a food processor that looks quite like this. So here goes. Mmm. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is the creamiest, most luscious pesto I've ever had. It's just so thick, super creamy, like a really thick, creamy, delicious sauce. And the depth of the flavor is just mind-blowing. All that pounding action really just pounded the flavor into this. Food processor pesto cannot even compare to this. Can't even hold a candle to this. Can't wait to have it in pasta. I also boiled up some pasta. We have some organic brown rice, fusilli pasta from Trader Joe's. No, I am not gluten-free. I am a gluten queen. I just wanted to try a new product. Got this nice bowl of fusilli. So we're gonna mix some of this pesto up with the pasta and see what it tastes like. Now we're gonna take a taste with the pasta. Nice, healthy spoonful. Mmm. Wow. That's just so nutty and creamy. And the chunkiness is just so notable. Look at how chunky this is. All the chunks of pesto are just sneaking inside these little crevices of the fusilli. And this is way nuttier than regular pesto out of the food processor. So I do hope that you'll give this pesto recipe a try. Now, no hate on food processor pesto. That's definitely the way to go if you're limited on time. You just want a quick and snappy pesto. You got a little bit extra time, 7 to 10 minutes approximately, and you need a little bit of arm workout. Definitely try this recipe. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode and learned something new about pesto. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear what your favorite pasta sauce is. And please remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get immediate notifications as soon as I upload my next video. Thanks again for watching and hope to see you next time. Bye! Just looks so beautiful. It's kicking over it. I can't get over it.